Hi, welcome to Eileen Who Got Yoga. Do you feel pain on your lower back sometimes? The culprit for this is not just the muscles on your back, but sometimes it's your hamstrings and your hips. So today we're going to focus on that by releasing your hamstrings and your hips. We will start by just lying down, but make sure before you lie down you have a strap or a belt or anything long, like maybe for some of my students they use their towel, like a long towel or a bandana or a shawl, okay? So you can improvise in any props that you use in yoga. You just have to be very creative about it. So let's start with lying down in your shavasana. Oh, this is my favorite pose. I don't know about you guys, but this is my favorite pose. Okay, we start by stepping your feet down to the mat. Open your feet wide and then knocking your knees together. So make sure your knees are together. You can grab your shoulder blades literally with your hands and then rock it side to side so you feel the widening of your back down towards the mat. And then you're going to slowly release your hands down beside you. Take this time to just let go. Take a deep breath here. Inhale through nose. Filling your belly, ribs, and chest rising. Exhale with your mouth open. Creating that sighing sound at the back of your throat. Inhale through your nose. Exhale with your mouth open. One more time. Inhale through your nose. Exhale with your mouth open. Let's just take this time to feel your back expand. And then after feeling your back, start to focus under your hips. Feel your sacrum. And then start to refocus on your hamstrings, which is this part of your legs. Okay. Start to extend your legs, keeping your feet apart. And then as you extend your legs, you will start to feel your hips, maybe, front of your hips. And then when you're ready, you're just gonna slowly bring your feet together. And then you're gonna reach your arms over your head. You can arch your back here, that would feel good for you. Point and flex your feet. Just gonna push around first, push away first, then walks. Point and flexing. And then stretching, you can arch your back however it feels good for your body. I like spreading my toes and then circling your ankles and your wrists. And then from here, we're just gonna hug our knees into your chest. As you hug your knees into your chest, press it in as much as you can. And then slowly release your hands down beside you. You're gonna start to circle your knees around, creating circle with your knees. And then try to create bigger circles. And then feel when you create these bigger circles, you're gonna feel like a bigger space on your back where you feel the massage. So the floor is massaging your back and your buttocks maybe. And then circle the other way. And then you also feel a little bit of engagement on your belly. If this is a lot, you can keep your knee, you can keep the circle small. But if you feel like you want to challenge yourself, you can slowly, a little bit straighten your legs forward. Okay. And then from there, we're going to hug both knees into your chest. And then we're going to slowly bring our left arm out to the side. Gently bringing your knees to the right side. Stretching your back first. Look at your left hand. Oh, where did that come from? Look at your left hand. Press your knees down. Breathe. Okay, one more breath. And then slowly, let's bring our knees back to center. And then we're gonna bring our right arm out to the side and gently, carefully bringing your knees down to the left side. Make sure your right shoulder is pressed down to the floor. Breathe here. Okay, from there we're gonna slowly come back to center and then step our feet down to the mat. Just need to fix my pants. Okay, let's hug the right knee into your chest. Press it in. And then you're gonna bring your hands down beside you and then start to create circles with just the right knee. If you want to straighten your right leg forward, when you straighten, and then try to bring your right knee open out to the side as far as you can. And then let's circle the other way. Let's just do some 3 rounds, and then it gives you enough time to feel your right hip joint. So your hip joint is the hole and then the ball inside the joint. Okay. So sometimes some people, the socket of your hips might be small. So just try to feel circling your right leg. What does it feel for your hip? Okay. Now let's bring the right ankle on top of your left knee. Flex, this is point, this is flex. Flex your right foot and then try to push your right knee forward. Hugging the left knee, bringing your left knee up. And then insert your right hand in between your legs. And if you can grab under your left knee, feel it. And then pull it in as far as close as you can. Shaking my foot. And then try to push the knee forward. Now, try to straighten that left leg up towards the ceiling. You don't need to force things. So until where it is possible for you to straighten your leg and it doesn't hurt you. Okay, so just good. And then bend your knee. Straighten that left leg up towards the ceiling. And then bending your knee. Keep pulling it closer as you bend. And then straightening that left leg. And then this right knee, even if it's you're pulling your right knee, it's being pulled in by your left leg, try to muscle that right knee forward. So use your muscle to push that knee forward without the use of your arm. And then breathe here first. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Okay, from there we're going to slowly release the left foot down to the mat and then step the right foot down to the floor. We're going to hug the left knee into your chest. We'll switch legs. And then from there we're going to slowly circle that left knee wrap. Same thing, try to feel your hip joint. How big is my hip joint? So that's a question that you want to ask yourself. Okay. And then circle the other way. You might feel some clicking sound. That's okay if you haven't moved for a while. Okay. And then bring your left ankle on top of your right knee. Flex your foot. try to muscle your left knee forward. So this is me relaxing and this is me muscling my knee forward. And then hug the right knee. And I don't know if that's a word, but I just used that word. Muscle your knee forward. And then try to pull the right knee into your chest. As you pull the right knee in, maybe one side is tighter for you. For me, this is my tighter side, but maybe for you it was the other side. And then try to straighten the right leg up towards the ceiling. And then bend your knee, pull the knee closer. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the right leg up. And then bend your knee, keep pulling the knee closer. One more time, straighten the leg up. And we will hold it for 3, 2, 1. And then from there, slowly let go of your right knee. Step it down. And then step your left leg down. Let's grab onto your strap. As you grab onto your strap, you're gonna kick the right leg up. Okay, let's just adjust the strap so that you're able to hold it the long way. Okay, so if when you're grabbing your strap, make sure that your shoulders are first down to the floor. Okay, some of you might be bending your elbows. Then you're gonna slowly walk your hands up on the strap. Okay, pull it towards the direction of your head as much as you can. And then stop when you think your knees are bending. It means you're forcing things. So if your leg is just here for now, that's okay. Don't try to compare where my foot is and then think like, oh, my foot should be there. No. So where your guideline is your knee. So where up to where your knee is straight. That's your stopping point. And then if you feel it's too much already for you, stop there. You don't need to hurt yourself. Okay? Yes. Don't hurt yourself, okay? So stay where it feels good for your body. Okay. And for me, it feels good here. This is my stopping point. Okay. And then from here, keep pulling and then pressing the shoulders down. Take a deep breath first. Inhale. On an exhale, you will slowly straighten the other leg to the front of your mat, kicking your left heel to the front of your mat, and you'll feel a little bit more stretch happening there. Breathe here first. Inhale. Relax your face. Exhale. I know it's a little bit, whew. Remember in yoga, let's try to stick to find the ooh more than the ouch. Once your face starts creating those ouch, maybe you need to let go. All right. So start letting go a little bit if it's too painful for you. But if you can feel the ooh, stay with the oohs. Okay. Now, from here, we're going to slowly rotate that right leg to turn your knee and your toes pointing out. So from your hip joint, rotating. That is called an external rotation. I will discuss that in a different video, but just think that you know it. So from the inner thigh, you roll it up towards your face. Okay. And you're going to slowly bring the right leg out, holding your strap with your right hand. And then look at your left hip. When your hip starts to lift off of the floor, make sure your hip is still down to the mat. Use your left hand to push it down while you bring the right leg out. Okay. Don't let your foot fall on the floor. Just keep it up and then use your hand to pull it up to feel the stretch on your inner thigh. Okay. And then breathe through the stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Okay, we're going to slowly bring the right leg up towards the ceiling. As we bring the right leg up, we're going to transfer the strap to your left hand. Your left foot consistently flexing. Okay, Keep both buttocks down to the mat, and we're just gonna bring the right leg a little to the left side while pressing both buttocks down to the floor. You will feel the stretch maybe on your hamstrings or maybe towards the side of your hips. Okay. There, okay. I'm trying to find where I will feel it. Okay. And then some days you might you might not be able to find it, or maybe you will find it and feel it. Breathe. Okay. Now this time, allowing your right buttocks to lift off of the mat, and then you're gonna bring it all the way to the left side, but keep your right shoulder down. Look towards the right side. Breathe, and then try to pull your leg up for 3, 2, 1. Slowly, with control, you're gonna bring the right leg back up to the ceiling. Okay. Hug the right knee in. And then we're gonna slowly straight bend that right knee down, step the right foot down, and then you're gonna switch side, hug the left knee into your chest. Let's hug the left knee in first. Keep holding on to your strap. And then from there, we're gonna kick the left leg up towards the ceiling. As we kick the left leg up towards the ceiling, same thing. Bend the elbows first, walk your hands up on the strap. Once you're able to press the shoulders down to the mat, flex your foot, and then try to pull your foot until you find the ooh, not the ouch. Okay, now slowly straighten the right leg forward, kicking your heel away, and then try to feel what does that do for your body. Okay. Sometimes we have some inner conversations like, why am I doing this? Why does this hurt? Okay, try to observe where is that coming from as well. Okay, and then stay with your oohs. And if it's starting to say ouch, maybe you need to let go a little bit. But if it's still okay, maybe you can pull up a little bit more. And then from here, transferring the strap to your left hand, right hand on top of your hips, externally rotating your left leg manually, like what I did, or just letting your leg do that. And then you're gonna slowly bring your left foot out to the side. Keep your right buttocks down to the mat. And then try to pull it up. Breathe here, feel the stretch, mainly on the front hip as well. Inhale. Exhale, keep both feet active so it helps you ground down. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. You're going to slowly bring that left leg back up. Gently. Good. And then we're going to transfer the strap to your right hand. Keeping your left buttock down to the mat first, we're going to bring this left leg a little to the right side. So for this one, I'm a little bit tighter on this side, so it's not as low as my right leg. Okay, so I'll keep it here and stay here first. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to bring that left leg, all the way to the right side. This time allowing your left buttock to lift up, but keep your shoulder down. Twisting. Breathe there. For 3. Keep your foot floating, don't let it land. 2. Prioritize the shoulder down to the floor rather than the foot. 1. And okay, and then from there slowly come back up. And then let's remove the strap. Hug both knees into your chest. Press it in. And then you're gonna rock yourself up and down, and then you will come up to sit-ups. Alright, let's come to your tabletop position. Hands down to the mat. As you bring your hands down to the mat, spread the fingers as much as you can. Let's inhale, head up, chest up. Exhale, round your back, warming up your spine first. You can point your toes, push your hips back into child's pose. Inhale, shift your body forward into cow. Exhale, rounding your back into child's pose. Inhale, shift your body forward into cow. Exhale, rounding your back into child's pose. And then from there, shift your body forward into tabletop. And if you have some yoga blocks, I would suggest that you use yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, maybe you can use some water bottle, like a liter of water bottle too. And you will use it as an extension of your hand, okay, as your props. You're gonna step the right foot forward in between your hands, and then from here, you're gonna slide that left knee back. Once you're able to slide that left knee back, try to slide the foot and your knee towards each other, and then from there, that would give you the energy to try to pull, and then lift the hips up, and then reach your hands up towards the ceiling. You can tuck your toe for easier balance. Hands up, and then you will feel the stretch on the front hip. If your butt is sticking out, try to lift your lower belly away from the right knee. Hands up. And then grab onto your left wrist, pull it up, bring it to the right side. Feeling the stretch on the front hip, breathe. Okay, from there, you're gonna slowly bring your hands down to the props, bottle or blocks, and then you're gonna walk your hands back and then maybe slide that right foot a little bit forward, okay? As you slide that right foot forward, you can wiggle your hips side to side first, feeling how that is for your legs, and then press your heel down. You don't need to actively flex your foot, but just let your toes point up. And then try to pull your heel backwards, letting the mat pull back a little bit. Okay, pull back. Now from there, you can lower your blocks if you're on blocks, or you can walk your props forward and then pull your chest forward into your half split. You don't have to be just steady at one pose. You can wiggle your hips side to side so you feel that the stretch shift as well when you move around. And then you can also wiggle your leg side to side. So it's not just the toes, but the entire right leg. And breathe through the stretch. Okay. Couple more breaths. Okay, from there you're gonna slowly bend that right knee. Set aside your props, move the right foot out to the side, and then we're gonna bring our hands down and then slide the left knee back. Pull your chest forward, bring your right hand on top of your knee, push your knee out. This is your first option. So I give options, what would be accessible for your body. Please be mindful on how you move. Try to slide the left knee back, allow the right foot to open out to the side, and push your knee away. As you look towards the back, sink your hips down, and then try to pull your pubic bone up a little bit so it's not too down and you're just relying on gravity. Push away a little bit. Okay, now if it's accessible for you to reach your hand towards the back, grabbing onto your foot. If it's not possible, keep it down, but just keep reaching your hand forward to the back. But if it's possible to grab your foot and pull your foot closer to your buttocks, go ahead, do that, and then try to lift your hips up a little bit so you feel the stretch. And then same thing, you can wiggle your foot side to side. Just a little bit, little movement, no need to be drastic, just little movement. And then slowly release your hand down, knee down, right knee down. You can take a child's pose first, and then drop the head. Let's switch to the other side. Let's bring the blocks in again. Left foot forward. And then from here, we're gonna slide the right knee back, pull the hip back, and then from there, we're gonna reach our hands up towards the ceiling. Lift your lower belly away from your left leg. Hands up, grab onto your right wrist, pull it up first before you bring it to the left side. You will feel a lot of the stretch on the front hips. Lift your lower abdominal wall all off of your left leg. Breathe. If you can lift the chest up. 2 and 3. Slowly. Bring your hands down. Option earlier is just to walk your hands back and slide that left foot forward. Another way for you to get into your half split is sliding the back knee first before you push your hips back to straighten that left leg. Okay, either way, make sure your hips are just on top of the other knee. Okay, of your right knee this time. And then you can wiggle your hips side to side. Lower the block, if it's a block. And then you can also wiggle your left leg, turning your knee in and out, feeling the stretch, and then you can lower a little bit more if you're not feeling anything, if some of you are already flexible. But if it's a lot, stay where it just feels like ooh. Okay. And then from here, you're gonna slowly bend that left knee. Set aside your props. Push it away first. Walk the left foot out to the side. Bring your hands down to the mat. Slide the right knee back. Left hand on top of your knee. Push it away. Sink your hips forward first. Allow the left foot to open up. And then try to push away a little bit away from the floor. And then when you're ready, reach your left hand towards the back. If it's possible and accessible for you to bend the right knee and grab onto your foot, go ahead, pull it in. Feel a lot of the stretch on the front of your hips. And then you can wiggle it side to side, just small movements. Or you can just stay steady. Breathe. One more breath. All right, from here, we're gonna slowly bring your hand down towards the mat. Bring your knee down. If you want some child's pose, go ahead. And breathe. And then from here, you're gonna slowly coming back up to sitting down. Okay, one of the things that you need to, if you have very tight hamstrings, when you come to a seated pose, some of you might rounding your back. Maybe you just need to bend your knees a little bit. Maybe you need to put some block under your knees, like so. That would help you elevate and keep your spine straight. So spine straight before your legs straight. And then from here, just use this to pull. And then as you pull, try to lift the chest up. Try to broaden your collarbone. Lift the chest. And then try to let your belly touch your legs. So it's not your chest touching your knees. It's your belly touching your legs. So you're pushing your hips back. And then chest forward. And then if it's accessible for you without blocks, go ahead and then slowly work to straighten your legs. You can slowly walk your hands forward. Or maybe for some of you, if it's accessible to grab your feet. But if not, just use a belt. You have to be very patient with your body. Okay, otherwise you might hurt it. Last one. And then from there, come back. All right. We're just gonna slowly open our legs wide. So today is not actually a very strong practice. There's a lot of just release of your hips. We're gonna open our legs wide, releasing the hips and hamstrings. And then from here, we're gonna reach our hands up. If you're rounding here, I would suggest to keep your hands towards the back And then letting your toes point up and pushing your chest forward. Let your fingers point back so you can broaden your collarbone and push your chest forward. Now, if your body or your chest is past your hips, you can start reaching your hands forward. Try not to round your back. Instead, try to pull your chest forward, pushing your hips back more. And then you can slowly walk forward until the ooh. Okay. Breathe. Okay, slowly come back. Let's bend the right knee. I'll just mirror you for now. This is my left foot. Bend the right knee. Flex your right foot. Keep the left foot up. And then from there, make sure both hips are down to the mat. Same thing. It's either you try to push up from the back or you try to reach forward and fold, making sure that you're pressing more towards your left buttocks. Breathe. Okay, and then we'll switch to the other side. Flexing your foot, your left foot, and then either pushing from the back or reaching forward. And then from reaching forward, you're gonna push your hips down as you lift the chest up. Breathe through the stretch. Sometimes when you feel like there's a little bit of a there are reluctant muscles that wants to, let go, you can wiggle it out side to side. And then until that muscle relaxes. Okay, from there you're gonna slowly come back and then swing both knees together, coming down towards your knees, moving your sit down to your hips, walking your hands back. As you walk your hands back, you're gonna lift the hips up, pressing your knees down. This is also a good stretch for your quads, the front of your legs, and then from there, lift the hips up. As you lift the hips up, maybe lift the chest up, look up at the ceiling. Breathe here for 3. Try to push your hips up higher. Lift the hips up, pubic bone towards the navel. 1, and then come back down. All right. I hope your hips are feeling a little bit more open. And then you can continue, you can just keep on repeating these poses until you feel like practice it every day until your hamstrings and your hips become more open. I will end the practice today on a seated position, closing your eyes, relaxing the shoulders, taking this moment to just enjoy or just appreciate how your hips, hamstrings, and even your back, after all those movements, feeling the breath at the same time, feeling your shoulders relax, your face relax, and then slowly blink your eyes open, hands in front of your heart. Namaste. Thank you for practicing yoga with me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also check out more yoga videos and follow me in my Facebook and Instagram.